Hey everybody, thought I'd do a quick video today on fasting because today I'm doing a day-long fast. Haven't done one of these in a while. I've been dabbling a lot with fasting lately, whether it's the day-long, again, which I haven't done in a while, but time-restricted feeding, intermittent fasting, I do semi-regularly. I've done the multi-day ones before, but the evidence, there's a lot of research out there, and it's pretty clear that there's a lot of benefits to fasting. Now, I wouldn't recommend it if you have medical conditions, or obviously like if you're diabetic or something and need carbohydrates during the day and can't go that long without food. But otherwise, if you're a relatively healthy person and you dabble with maybe longer periods of going without food, then you could try like a longer day-long fast or something like that. You may be worried to try it because you might think, well, what about like work and stuff? Is it going to be hard to stay focused and be able to do work? Well, as long as you're not doing like hard physical labor, you'll actually find that you may be sharper even, and kind of more aware and senses a little bit sharper, which makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint, right? Because if we're in a fasted state and we need to go find food, our senses might be a little bit sharper, or will be a little bit sharper, because our body is signaling like, hey, you need to go find food. I did have a good question from someone once, that was when we were talking about fasting, and it was, well, shouldn't I eat if I'm hungry? Isn't my body telling me something? And no, you don't necessarily always need to listen to your body, right? What it's telling you is that it's getting hungry around a certain time of the day, and that day is now, or coming up, that certain time of the day is coming up, and so you start getting hungry. That's the other thing I really like about fasting, is the mental part of it, and the physical, I guess you could say, but having the discipline to not eat even when you're hungry, and knowing that you're not going to die, right? I mean, unless you have medical conditions, or unless you go many days without food. So just doing one day or even multiple days appears to be, have a lot of benefits. Now, the benefits that are often discussed, or that I see in the research studies, have to do with autophagy. And don't ask me to get into all the physiological nuances of that, but basically it's your body cleaning itself out. So the analogy that I like, that I've heard, is it's like the garbage truck is coming around, or maybe better, the recycling truck, because different things are being used in different ways and filtered out and replaced and recycled, I guess you could say. Now, a few things that I recommend during the fast related to what I just said with the autophagy and the recycling things. First of all, it's a good idea to resistance train, do some weight training. It doesn't have to be, and it would be tough for it to be like really intense, but you want it to be enough to where you're pushing your muscles, you're using your muscles quite a bit, because now your body is going to hang on to muscle. It's not going to burn it quite as much during the fast than if you aren't regularly resistance training, or resistance training the day of. So, or if it's a multi-day fast, you want to get like a few sessions in, ideally. I don't think like cardio or any type of other exercise is really necessary during a fast, and it would be kind of tough too, because you're basically running on fumes, right? But if you can hang on to muscle, that's a great thing. I've had a lot of videos where I mention that, the benefits of keeping on muscle mass. But if you can hang on to it, then your body can burn more fat and do other things rather than burning the muscle away. So that's one thing. The other thing that I do, obviously I get plenty of water during these fasts, and I add a little bit of salt in there as well, because I'm used to getting, a certain amount of salt during the day. Other vitamins, if you're just doing a day long, or even, especially if it's time restricted feeding, intermittent fasting, other vitamins and minerals aren't necessary. But if you get into a multi-day fast, then that's where it could get a little bit more complicated. But I still think the benefits probably outweigh any of the costs, as long as you're in a position to do it. So don't be afraid to give it a try. I'll go to bed kind of hungry tonight, but you're not like hungry the whole day. You know, it ebbs and flows, just like I said earlier, as far as when you're used to being hungry. So might go to bed a little bit hungry, but wake up tomorrow, I'm sure still alive, knock on wood, and break the fast just with the breakfast and go about my day as usual after that. So give it a shot if you're in a position to, and feel free to let me know if you have any questions, either in the comments or send me an email, or go to my website. You can find that through all the social media platforms that I have: Facebook, Instagram, and my YouTube channel that I'm trying to kick off a little bit more now.